Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle Earth here with a quick video on how you can play Rise to War 2.0 on PC, specifically on BlueStacks. I've heard a lot of people have had issues with it crashing, so I'm going to walk you through the exact settings I use. And I mean, it's not perfect, it's not the most smooth thing ever, but for the most part, it doesn't crash me on the computer, which is pretty significant. So I'm going to walk you guys through that here coming up in just 1 second. All right, starting out, you need to download BlueStacks X. I'll link that down below. It's the first link in the description down below to download BlueStacks. Once you do download it, you should get a launcher that looks like this. And you want to go to the very bottom left to the multi-instance manager. We're going to click on that, and it's going to open up this. Now, if you've not used BlueStacks, it'll be blank for you. If you have, you'll have other instances here. What we want to do is click bottom left again on instance, and we're going to go to fresh instance, and we want to select Android 11. All these other ones, I used to run this NuGet 64-bit on all my stuff, and it just crashed all the time. So running Android 11 should be a huge help for you. Now, as far as this part goes, you really want to run the highest settings you can. It's just going to run better. So if you're on like a very budget laptop, I can't promise it's going to run amazing for you. But again, I put mine on 1920 by 1080. Landscape, we're on extreme for memory allocation, which is 12, which is probably overkill. We have the highest on CPU. And we're going to go to high performance for performance mode. So, and DPI is going to be set to 320. So we're pretty much maxing out everything. So if you want to pause and take a screenshot, feel free to do that. But you want to do as much as your PC can handle at the end of the day. That's part of the issue. So we're going to create the instance. It's going to say BlueStacks app player, whatever. You can rename it if you want by clicking this. And when you're ready to launch it, you click start. It will open it up. And we'll go through the next step in just a second. All right, next step, now that you got your BlueStacks launched, you'll be in like this. You want to go through and click on the system apps and click Play Store. Here's where you log in to Google Play and you'll download Rise to War. So click sign in, put in your email and password for Google, and then search Rise to War, download Rise to War. Pretty self-explanatory. But once you have that done, you will have Rise to War on your home screen right here. Now, last but not least, before you click Rise to War, we're going to go over to our settings, which is in our bottom side over here. It's right behind me. So the bottom right, there's a little settings cog. Click that. Again, we'll see all the stuff we already did here. I also have VSync enabled. So if you don't have that, make sure you have that clicked. We're going to go down to graphics and we're going to select Vulkan. You can only do this in the actual instance. You can't do it in the multi-instance manager right there. If you click on settings for any of these things, you won't have the Vulkan option. So you have to go to settings in the bottom right, graphics, and then Vulkan, and that's pretty much it. Again, I have the GPU in use checked, display like I showed, we're at 320 DPI, landscape, all that good stuff. So those are the important ones, those three tabs right there. You want to make sure that your settings match those, or at least run the highest that you can without breaking your computer. All right, and last but not least, now that you have the game open, again, I just want to caveat this by saying this could totally work better or worse depending on the computer you have. So I'm just sharing what works for most of our team that uses this. And again, I don't think it's the most smooth thing ever, but when you're in a place and you're battling, moving around, trying to click tiles, it seems okay. Do I love the new graphics and how they interact with BlueStacks? No, but at least it doesn't crash, again, for the most part, but this is pretty stable. So the last thing we're going to do is click on settings in BlueStacks, the settings thing over here on the left side, the second one. And what I have mine at is obviously landscape. I hope that's obvious. We have it on performance for graphics quality. Again, if you have a very high-end PC and you want to try and run high, knock yourself out. But I care more about the game running well than anything else. So performance, shadow is closed. I do have it on dark. Some people do normal, but I just like it being a little bit less bright. So I have dark, and I do have wide selected. So those are the settings that I have for Rise to War. And again, I can play it without constant crashing. Like, is it the most smooth thing? No, I feel like it's very, very buggy. And I wish we had an actual desktop client. So who knows, one day we might. But that is how you can play BlueStacks or Rise to War on BlueStacks on your computer. If you've had issues with it, let me know. And if you guys have any other settings or emulators that you use that work better, comment that down below, because there might be other ones we look at using that do run a bit smoother, have less crashes, or just aren't as demanding. So let me know down below if you guys have any ideas. But that'll do it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.